Hey guys, so welcome to the push call. It is February 25th. I can't believe that another month in 2016 is now almost over. The energy in our group has been amazing, and right now is the time. We're going to bring you some amazing tips and inspiration today for you just to grab hold of some things that maybe you can implement into your business to help you reach that next step in your business. Like always, I know I don't have to remind you, Success Club is key. And we're 4 days away from the end of the month. So do not let, this month slip away from you. Commit right now. If you haven't hit Successful 5 or 10, that commit now to doing whatever it takes to push through. I'm sure Ruth will give you some amazing tips on how she has been super consistent. But now is the time to make your dreams happen. So don't leave points on the table. Push outside your comfort zone, invite more, post more, follow up more, and just get it done. To me, Success Club is a no matter what, it's non-negotiable, whatever it takes, I will do it. And I have done it. So just get it done. So I'm not going to waste any more time because I want to, Ruth has her time is valuable and I don't want her to wait. So I want to welcome, I have feedback. Hold on. I want to welcome Ruth Shrauner. Did I say that right?
Yeah, Schrauner. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to welcome Ruth to our push call, leadership call. She is quite the amazing woman. She joined Team Beachbody in July 2014, so not even 2 years into the business. She's a 7-star diamond, guys. She has 11 lifetime diamonds. That's amazing work in such a short period of time. She ended 2015 as an elite coach, not only elite, but in the top 20, number 20, which is an amazing, amazing accomplishment. And she's a Success Club All-Star. So tying in Success Club with this topic of advancing rank, you can see that success leaves clues. Successful coaches hit Success Club every month. That is their focus, and it is important. So today we're going to talk a little bit. She's going to provide some tips on, how she accomplished this. And I'm just going to turn it over to you and let you share with your knowledge.
All right. Well, thank you. And thank you so much for inviting me to be here. I feel honored and thrilled to be here. And today is actually a huge day for me because a year ago today, I walked out of my real lifetime career job for Beachbody full time. I just realized that dawned on me this morning. So such a special day for me. And I want to back up a little bit and tell you how I was able to do that and how I built my business in this manner. But I think the first thing that I want you guys to understand, I want you to get to know me a little bit and where I'm from and me before Beachbody. Because it's easy to look at these coaches who have built successful businesses and to think like, well, they just came in and knew all this stuff and knew how to do it and they had that something. But just so you know where I come from a very small town of about 500 people in my town. I graduated with a class of 33 students, very small town girl. I went to college and I became a teacher. I became a teacher because I did not believe I was capable of being anything else. I didn't think I could be a doctor, and I really wanted to be like a famous interior designer, but I didn't even have the courage to go after that. So I when I say I settled for being a teacher, it's only because I just thought it was obtainable. It was easy. I could do it. And I graduated. I had so much student loan debt. I remember just calling my mom and crying on the way home from work my first 2 years of real life after college because I couldn't afford my bills. I was part of a debt collection agency. So I was way in the hole. I lived like this for about 3 years. And then I decided, after watching my now husband, he's a veterinarian. So I watched him go from undergrad to grad school. And I always thought, like, what made him think he was capable, of getting this doctorate degree? Like, why did he believe he was capable? And I watched this for 3 years, and I never thought I was smart enough or good enough to get a master's degree. To me, that was on the shelf up here. And I was just from the small town. We didn't get master's degree. That was reserved for special people. But after watching my husband for so long, that mindset rubbed off on me. And I finally thought, well, I'm stuck. I'm going to be in this hole of debt forever if I don't do something. And so I decided to apply to a graduate program, and I went and got my master's degree in basically education, more education, but online setting. And graduated from that with more student loan debt, but also the opportunity. It was a step in the right direction. I could actually earn more in this career as well. I tell you that because I want you to understand that the beliefs I had then, these things came with me to Beachbody. I didn't come into Beachbody thinking I could build like this monstrous business or be number 20. Like, that's the craziest thing in my mind that's happened. I was sitting literally where you are at a year ago. And when I stop and I think about that, it's insane. A year ago, I was a diamond coach. Maybe I was a 1-star, but if I was a 1-star, it's because I built my husband. And so I want to tell you kind of how the mind process and what changed with me the past year, and how really in that year I built my business. The first thing I want to say is that it does start with Success Club. One reason why I was able to build this business is Success Club 5 was never my goal. My goal was to help as many people as possible. And literally, if I was at Success Club 30, I was still working like a maniac at the end of the month. When I came into Beachbody, my husband and I, $235,000 worth of student loan debt. $235,000. That didn't include credit card debt. We were basically, anything fun that we ever did was on our credit card. So we'd like pay off $100 a month, and then we put $100 back on it. I started Beachbody because I could not fight with my husband anymore. And I want you guys to understand this because, people underestimate the gift we give people as coaches. And I need you to know, when you invite people to coaching, you're inviting them to change your life. Sorry, I get a little emotional about this. In 2014, in July, I always thought I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. I always thought I wanted to be a mom. The teaching, it was kind of like, so I could also be a mom, because that goes well. In 2014, I was questioning whether or not I wanted to have children, because the financial strain my husband and I were under, I believed that kids would be the breaking point and our marriage would dissolve. Like, that was what I believed. And so I need you to know, when you offer people this coaching opportunity, you're offering them an amazing gift to change their life, because you don't know how many people are out there like I used to be, questioning huge things in their life because of financial circumstance. So I want you to take that with you to every invitation you send, and remember that. Like, this is so much bigger than you getting to Diamond. This is someone's life that can be changed forever. So when I came into this, buried in debt, fighting with my husband literally almost every single day, and I was looking at getting part-time jobs to help pay off our debt. At the same time, I was also sick of where I was with my health and my energy and just blah. And I found 21 Day Fix, led me to my coach. And I thought, why not? I had done Insanity in the past to get ready for my wedding. I was actually like holding Insanity get-togethers in my teaching classroom years ago. Why didn't someone tell me? With burned copies, just so you know, like, that's where I came from, is that burned Insanity DVD world. So I came into this. My goal was to make $50,000 a year. After 2 years, I came in saying I would work this business hardcore for 2 years. And if I failed after 2 years, then I'd walk away. That was my mindset. I was willing to be told no again and again and again and again. And then after 2 years, I would throw in the towel. That's where my mindset was. So I came in willing to work. And that's the first thing you have to be able to do, is be willing to work. Fast forward to November 2014. At this point, I had grown my business to Diamond, and I'm from that small town. So in my small town, there's a lot of multi-level marketing companies, shake companies. I never wanted to be part of a shake company. I had this fear just bam, hit me one day. And I was in my office at work, and I thought, holy moly, I'm the girl. I am the girl from the multi-level marketing company. Not only am I the girl, I'm the leader of a lot of girls from my hometown. I am now leading these people. And my biggest fear was letting them fail. And it became my mission. My vision for my business is not, top 10. It is not that. My purpose, my vision is to create coaches who build the life of their dreams, who build a life of freedom, assuming that's what they want to do. I want them to know they can do it. And if they want to do it, I want to help them do it. In November, that became kind of my mission. Do not confuse that with hand-holding and dragging people, though. I just want to throw that in there. That is not what I do as a coach. But so now that I had my coaches, it was like, well, now what? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm still a super new coach. I don't know how to help these coaches. My upline coach is absolutely amazing, Jessica Bowser-Nelson. Amazing coach. I am so thankful that I found her. She's been an amazing support system for me. And she does a whole lot for her entire downline. So here's what I want you guys to take from this right now. And I'm going to start using kind of John Maxwell's Real Success, his leadership principles from this. Jessica does a lot for her downline. So for me, I was just sitting back and I was like, here you go, coaches. Welcome to our team. Here's Jessica's team. And boom, go listen to Jessica. I was not leading them in November of 2014. That was not what I was doing. I was just banking on Jessica to lead them. And of course, I would answer their questions. So I thought I was doing stuff, but I did not take ownership of my team until that November. And I was like, where do I want to take this? What do I want to do with this? What do I need to do? And so what I want you guys to think about, the first step in this leadership piece that John Maxwell brings up, what leaders do. They challenge the process. And I want you guys to evaluate your process. That's where we're going to start. And I want you to ask yourself, are you taking ownership of your team? Are you their leader? Because this is actually what the coach taught me during Team Cup in that November, or was it whatever November's competition is. Your coaches are going to gravitate towards you. So even though you have this amazing upline system, they want and they will be inspired more every single day by you than someone up the chain. They want to see your faith in this business in action. And when they see that, they're going to follow that. It is so important that you take ownership and you lead your team. So what does that look like? Are you doing GSRs? Are you doing new coach welcome emails? Are you checking your downline frequently and helping your coaches? Do you know enough about your business? What Ruby is, what Active is, what PV is, all that stuff. Do you know all that stuff enough so you can help your downline? Or is your upline saying to you, hey, someone's going inactive, and you're saying, what does that mean? You have to have that knowledge so you can help your coaches grow. Are you training your coaches? Are you recognizing them when they do amazing things? Are you giving them shout outs on social media, in your groups? Are you taking ownership? So I want you to first challenge your process. Jessica said something, I think it was last year, at the very beginning of the year. She said to the Diamond Group, she said, what would you guys do if I quit? And I want you to ask yourself this as well. What would you do if your upline quit? Or your upline, whoever you bank on? Because we all do this. We bank on somebody, right? When Jessica said, what would you guys do if I disappeared, if I quit? I was like, oh, yikes. I don't know what I'd do. I'd have to make all these trainings and I have to do this and that. I'm not telling you to go reinvent the wheel and go make all these trainings, but I am telling you to take ownership. If you are using your upline coaches to answer easy questions, I want you to own those questions. Find out the answer. Be the leader. Be the master of your business. Be the CEO. So then you can help your coaches do the same thing. The other thing, when I say challenge the process, how I relate this to my business is there's a lot out there in Beachbody about how to do things. First off, you need to understand yourself enough to know certain things that will and won't work for you according to your energy and who you are as a person. So that's very important for you to understand, but you have to understand it without using it as an excuse. You can't say, well, that's not my energy, so I'm not going to do that. If it's an excuse, there's a huge difference here. So you have to understand that some processes won't work for you, but you have to be real and honest enough with yourself that you're not using it as an excuse, but you're using it as a benefit to your business and to your coaches. The other thing to understand is that your upline, if they're running a huge organization, they might do things differently. And this is where I started to really challenge the process is Jessica has this huge downline of 4,000 coaches in our team. And I started to think, well, are there other things that I could do for my downline that maybe she can't do because her upline's too big? So my team's smaller. And so I started implementing things that she wasn't doing. Not because she's a bad coach or a bad leader, but her business is on a different level than mine, and especially a year ago. And so I started doing things differently. It wasn't like, well, Jessica never did this, so I'm not doing it. I said, well, you know what? I watch these trainings, Melanie's videos. Well, Melanie did this, and I'm going to try it too. So a few of those things I want to talk to you about that changed my business. I mean, I'm telling you, like, bam. In January, I got serious, and I said, I bring in a lot of challengers. And I said, non-negotiable, because I was still at this point, I was not making call to actions for coaching. Insane. I would do like one a month. And I was not inviting to this business like I should be. So Power of 3 became a non-negotiable January of last year. Power of 3, the other thing that went along with that, every challenger got an invite to coaching to check it out. Non-negotiable. It wasn't like I went through and I picked the good ones or the bad ones. It was like every coach got an invite, and I knew them well enough at 2 weeks into the challenge group to say, well, you're a working mom, or you're a stay-at-home mom, or you're showing up every day, or I know you have these big goals to lose 100 pounds. So I think coaching, I knew maybe a motivational reason as to why coaching would benefit them. So even if they weren't active in the challenge group, they were still getting an invitation to check out coaching. Non-negotiable, changed my business. The other thing, challenging the process-wise, I did this Emerald to Diamond group. You guys probably have seen something very similar. In this, Melanie Mitro does a video, and I will make sure that I give you guys the name of this video. I think it was from 2014 Summit, bringing on new coaches or something. And I'll make sure you guys have this. I'm going to tell you what happened when I watched this video, because I think it's very normal. The other thing that I've heard Jessica say before is top coaches did not become top coaches and then start doing leadership activities. They became top coaches through their leadership activities. And that stuck with me. And then I watched this video from Melanie Mitro about how to bring on coaches and help them grow their businesses. The first thing I thought when I watched this video was, I can't do that. Literally, this is a year ago. I can't do that. I had all these excuses. Well, Melanie does this X, Y, and Z. She's like a top coach, but like if I did this, it would be so fake and like it just wouldn't be me. I'd be phony. And then as I'm watching this and she's going through a script, it dawns on me, everything she was saying is exactly what I did as a new coach. Literally almost word for word. I did exactly, and I was like, oh crap, like this is why I'm at where I'm at. So I took this video and I did everything. It was very uncomfortable, you guys. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is going to be like so out of my comfort zone. So this is me leading my coaches for the first time ever. Like who are they going to listen to me? Is this going to work? Are they going to think I'm lying? Are they going to think I'm cheesy? Are they going to think this is too scripty? Those were things I thought. And I did it. I implemented it. I'm going to tell you what happened when I did this. That time, I think I implemented it in maybe April or March. I was number 44 in the company at the time. The next month, I jumped up to 22. That's what happened in 1 month because I took action. If you're sitting there and you're saying to yourself, I don't know if I believe if I can do that. Like, I don't know, I can't do that because of X, Y, and Z. You guys, action is the seed to belief. Action is the seed to belief. And until you take action, you won't believe that you're capable. And that's exactly where I was. I was like, I don't know if I'm capable of any of this, but I did it anyways. And that's what I want you to do. Do it anyways, because the belief will grow when you take action. The next thing that I did for my business, and this goes back to the leadership, what leaders do, inspire with a shared vision. This was huge for my team. And I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. I told you about like in November, how I was like the leader of now the company in my small town. I was panicking, but genuinely my goal was to help all these coaches build successful businesses. I wanted to be able to say, look what we've done together. Like all of us are succeeding. And so part of that came came back to March of last year. Actually, it hasn't even been a year since I did this call with my team. And for me, I got a lot of inspiration from the book, You Are a Badass. I would listen to this book on the way home from Florida. I actually just met Jessica for the first time. I was driving home, listening to the whole book, and I just had this epitome, like, whoa. And Jessica had said, like, are you going to, go for elite, go for top 20? And I was like, I don't really know. It's more for me, it's a financial thing. Like, I just need to pay off my student loans. So, like, I'm not worried about rank or all that stuff. I just need to pay off my student loans. I realized I was making a bunch of excuses as I listened to this book. My limiting beliefs. It was going to be way easier to sit back and just kind of lead. That would have been super easy. Trust me. What I'm telling you isn't going to be easy, but oh my gosh, it is so stinking worth it. So worth it, you guys. I was taking the easy way out and blaming I just want to like relax. I don't want to be stressed out. Like I just need to pay off student loans, so rank doesn't matter. What I realized that I wanted so much more. And if I was genuinely wanting my coaches to succeed, I need to lead them and I need to show them what was possible. So almost a year ago to this date, at the time, my downline was maybe 100 people. And I wasn't even hosting my own team calls on a regular basis. This started it all. So I rallied my team. I said, we're going to have this team call. I need you guys to bring your scariest, biggest, make me want to throw up goals to this call. I think there was about 17 people on that call, which was actually like super exciting for me because that was a lot. But here I am, a diamond coach, 17 people in my entire downline call. So this wasn't just me and my downline. It was my entire downline. 17 people get on this call. They all go and I make them all share their big, hairy, scary goals. Most of them are like, I want to be diamond by December. That was like very common. And I'm like, that's scary. Well, come on, you can do better than that. It's March. So it's my turn. And I'm not kidding. I turned beet red. I'm sweating. I wanted to get sick. And I looked at the team and I said, in November, I knew my mission was to grow leaders and to grow people who were building the life of their dreams. And I know that I'm a fraud if I don't show you how to do it. And I said, so we're building a top 10 team this year. I still get like goosebumps even saying this out loud now. We're building a top 10 team this year. Who am I? I've got like 40 people on my team. I don't even know what I'm saying to these people. I say, we're going to build a top 10 team in 2015. We're going to do it together because I believe in you. And because I want to show you how it's done, because when I talk to you guys, I see so many elite top 10 coaches, and I know they're on this team, but who am I to sit here and tell you that, but not go after it for myself? So we're going to do this together. And that moment, there was a shift on the team. And man, it makes me so emotional because my coaches are just stinking amazing. And they rallied and we rallied together. And it wasn't for top 10. It was a rally in going after your dreams. That was really what it was about, is believing you're capable of doing so much more. And that's what I wanted to show my coaches. And that's what they wanted to prove to themselves as well. And together, last year was an amazing, amazing, amazing year. That call had a substantial impact on my business and on my team. Because guys, anybody can do mediocre. It's really easy to do mediocre. It's a lot less stressful. But when you step up in courage and you say something absolutely insane, like we're going to build a top 10 team, because it was the craziest thing I'd ever said, that's where people find inspiration, because they know you. They know you're just a regular person. You're nothing special, but you have this belief in them as your team, and you have a belief in yourself as a leader. And even though I did not have it all figured out, and I still am so far away from having it all figured out, they rallied, and there is a trust and a commitment built within my team. So I want to ask you, are you inspiring a shared vision with your team? I hear people ask the question, how do you get to elite, without your coaches thinking it's all about you? It's not all about you. That just gets me. It's not anything about you. My goal isn't to get to elite. My goal is to see my coaches rise and build amazing productive teams that they're thriving. Like, that's what I want. I want millionaire coaches on my team. I want to say I helped and inspired a coach build $1 million business. And until I do that, I'm not going to be happy. Just put that there. Because this has nothing to do with me. This has to do with the coaches on my team living up to their full potential and chasing their dreams and reaching those dreams. When that happened, just so you know, it wasn't just like this coast to, 20. We ended at 20. There's ups and downs the entire year. We dropped back down like 10 spots one month. And what I want you to know is when that happens, you have to go back and challenge your process. What am I doing wrong? Where do I need to improve? What can I do differently? What am I lacking here? So I think those two are kind of the two biggest topics I want to talk about, and that's what I wanted to share with you for the most part. In terms of tangible takeaways, because some of that stuff is tangible, but I want to give you some very tangible takeaways and things to set your goals on. Some people are numbers people. So last year in January, I was making about $2,000 a year. And I'm going to tell you that was because I'm a challenge pack queen at the time. Like, I was bringing in a ton of challengers, and some of them would stay on Shakeology. And so that was a whole lot of my own personal sales and not team bonus cycle. I was making $2,000. I made $2,000 for the first time ever in January of last year. And then I got serious. Remember, I told you I did those things, non-negotiable power of 3, inviting all my challengers to the business. And it was surprising who said yes, because I stopped, prejudging them. So I was at Diamond. First, you need to be stable Diamond. Diamond is not the end goal. Diamond is actually the beginning. Because once you are there, that's when you can start looking at your team and how you build and stack your legs to produce a crazy, awesome income. If you are leading your team and building for the business and bringing in people who want to build for the business. So my goal was then to get to 2-star. And so once I started bringing in coaches, a lot of coaches, I was a stable Diamond. So for me, my business, I have a strong leg. So I could stack my coaches on my strong leg. And what happened is my business quickly started producing a whole lot of team bonus cycle. And so this is what I told my coaches then. I said, you have to be a strong Diamond, stable. That means you're not going to lose it from week to week. That's not the point. And then you need to know your goals. Are you going for rank or income? I was going for 2-star Diamond. I knew you got the second business center. That was going to boost my income. So I was going for 2-star Diamond so I could open my next CBC. I had my Diamond picked out, and she was building to Diamond on my strong leg so I could then stack my weak leg. And I told them, I don't know if I recruited like 30 coaches on that weak leg, and that's where I just saw everything start to change. I opened my second CBC in April. From January to April, I went from earning $2,000 a month to $8,000 a month, because that 2-star, that's where so much changes. Get to stable Diamond, recruit your heart out, because I am happy to report I can't wait to have kids someday and be a stay-at-home mom, because the financial stress is no longer in my life. That's what we're offering to people. Recruit for the business. Share this opportunity with them. If you have a weak leg, great. That's a great way to build it. Get to 2-star, and that's going to boost your income. If you want to start thinking in terms of like numbers, I think that, recruit 30 coaches. If that's 5 coaches a month, do it. Put numbers to it. So, every month I'm recruiting 5 coaches, and make it a non-negotiable. Just like Success Club. Yeah, so I think I will end there.
That was great. Thank you so much, Ruth. So I wrote a bunch of notes, but I think there's a common theme in what you said. Number one, you made a decision to go all in. You made a decision to take ownership of your business. And I think a lot of people need to hear that, because it's easy to get wrapped up in letting someone else lead. But if you're going to be a successful coach, you need to take ownership of your team. And the other thing which I really loved is what you said about the shared vision. because that's really important. Because I agree with you. Elite is not, it's for me, it's never been about me. It's always a rally the team. Let's do this together. Even when I went for Superstar Diamond, it was, we are a superstar team. It's not about me. I may be recognized for it, but it's about them. And it makes it non-selfish because we're building as a family. So, and I would absolutely love that if you could share in our thread the Melanie's video.
Yes, I absolutely will. Mm-hmm.
So can I ask you, and I don't want to go too much into like a social media thing, because I'm sure they're thinking, well, how many coaches are you recruiting, and how many challengers do you convert?
So it's funny you ask this, because I've changed so much in the last year, and I went back to look at last year's numbers. And last year, I think I was recruiting 5 to 8 a month in the beginning of the year. So like January to July, probably 5 to 8 coaches a month. Not all of them for the business. Some people just came in for the discount, but they would still get the welcome email, get introduced to the team. Right. But so yeah, which was funny because now my mindset is so different. Now I'm thinking like 15 coaches a month is like my bare minimum. But when I look at where I came from, like last year, I'm like, oh my gosh, when did 15 become my normal? And it is the action leads to belief, because I never would have thought like 15 coaches a month is not something I thought I was capable of doing ever. But now it's like the new normal in my mind.
Absolutely. And for everyone on the call, I mean, you have to keep challenging yourself, and you got to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because I can say the same thing when I look back when I started. You needed to recruit 1 a month to hit Success Club. And I remember someone in my upline said, but why 1? Why not 4? And I was like, yeah, why not 4? So you get comfortable where in that spot, because, I can do 1, but let me challenge myself. And for everybody on the call, you're pushing for Diamond, Star Diamond. You need stability in your organization. That means you got to recruit your heart out every single month, and you cannot back down on those goals. That's going to bring volume. It's going to bring leaders. And that's where your vision and your goals are all going to start to trickle in. So make recruiting a priority. And I'm sure you've used YouTube. I mean, can you tell us how vital using YouTube for trainings is? Because some of these coaches are newer and maybe they haven't tapped into that yet.
Yeah, so you'll hear on Melanie's call, she does like a getting started right call with a group of coaches, and that's what I do. Every month I do what Melanie described in this video that you'll hear. But obviously I have people coming in the middle of the month, so they can't go and watch the video. So we have a team YouTube page with our weekly calls, but then also for the new coach mentorship call that I do monthly. And it is vital, but I also think it's vital because people get to know you so much more through video. They really connect with you through video and get to know more of who you are as a person rather than just written online text.
I agree. I absolutely agree. So what are your goals for this year?
We've paid off $40,000 in the past year. So when I say working hard is worth it, that is one reason why, and that's student loan debt only in the past year. And just so you guys know where I came from, like I was never even bringing home $40,000 a year before this. So to think I paid off $40,000 because of Beachbody in the last year is crazy. So this year I'm hoping to help 5 of my coaches get to elite. And there are 5 who have that goal. You cannot push your goals on people. You can't want them to want elite. They have to want it themselves. So 5 of my coaches are going for elite, hoping to help them make that happen. We want to pay off the remainder of our student loan debt, which is crazy, like $180,000. So that's a huge, huge, huge amount and crazy goal to even say out loud. And then wherever anything else lands, and this is where I'm trying to figure out me, because last year, the goal was top 10, but I don't want to push for a number because I feel like I can get sidetracked from the real purpose of helping people build their lives and not push for different things. So, I want to be the best mentor coach I can be to my coaches and believe that they will build successful businesses and the cards will fall where they're supposed to.
I love that. I love your attitude towards the business, because if you lead, when you lead with your heart and you know, love on your coaches and believe in them and just provide mentorship, things just will fall into place. They will, because the more you give, you'll get it all back and then some. So that's beautiful. Absolutely amazing. So I think that's it. I mean, I don't know if the chat is working. I'm seeing some. Let me see if anybody has any questions. I don't want to mute everybody because that'll be crazy. If you guys have any quick questions, we have a couple minutes. Post it in the chat. If you have any questions for Ruth, please listen and rewatch the replay. Yeah. Well, I don't see any. Any questions quickly? Do you stick to the power of 3 or more than that?
That's a great question. Honestly, for me, I focus a lot more on recruiting coaches now. So I would say, like, I bleed over more into more coach invites and less challenge invites. And I rely probably too heavily on my social media ads on Facebook for my challenge groups to fulfill those things. But I do invite. So I'd say, like, I do a power of 6 more often for coach. And then the challenge group come through my social media post. So,
well, guys, to get numbers like that, you just have to know that she's talking to a lot of people, because to get 15 coach, you know, signups a month, that you're talking to a lot of people. So, you know,
and follow up always.
Good point.
I coach, especially new coaches. There is, like, people are saying no. I'm signing up my dream coach. She told me no last January. This is over a year in the making, and now she's signing up as a coach. So don't ever write anyone off just because they tell you no. This has happened to me time after time after time. Last month, I broke down my numbers. It's probably helpful to know. I signed 20 coaches last month, that's a lot for me. I don't typically do that. But I believe that 10 of those coaches were follow-ups, and 3 of them were people who told me no almost a year ago. 3 others told me no 6 months ago. I broke all the numbers down for my team. And then the others told me no, like, within the last month, and then came around. So over half of those people told me no before. Half. So don't ever give up on people, because we're offering them this amazing opportunity to change their life.
And make sure you're keeping a list so that you actually know who you can follow up with. Because if you're relying on Facebook messages or no system at all, people will fall through the cracks, and you never know if some other coach will pick them up at some other point. If you're not on top of a list, you have to keep track of everybody you talk to.
That is so true. And I've had 2 coaches, 2 challengers of mine show up as coaches under someone else because I'm not organized. And so I let that happen. So yeah, learn from my mistakes.
Yeah, it's happened to all of us. So guys, I'm using Evernote. Evernote to me is like, because I can use it on the computer, on my phone. I take it with me. I have a list, and I'm just like putting everybody in there by month, so I can go back and take notes, and that way nobody slips through the cracks. And I always have it right here. Wherever I go, it's right here. It's the most amazing app. I love it. So just to stay organized. So, well, I think that's it.
There are a few more questions.
Are there? Hold on. Let me check. I lost track.
You have everyone in your group in one challenge group, or do you have smaller ones? So what I do, I host, you'll hear Melanie talk about on the call, I host a team challenge group for my entire downline. So they are welcome to bring 3 challengers, and I set the expectation, 3 challengers to my challenge group. So therefore the group is kind of big. I restart them every month. It's a new fresh group. Usually we have, 35 to 50, which is not my preference at all. But at this point, since I'm doing that for my entire downline, that's where it's at. I would like them to be smaller. So that's something I need to challenge my own process to figure out how to do that better. And how do I build relationships with that many people? That's a really great question. And this is something, I go back and forth on. And that's why 20 isn't necessarily my goal, because I want to feel connected. That's why I'm a coach. I want to feel connected to my coaches. And it is hard to keep track of. One thing that I learned at New Leader Conference and applied, application is key, by the way. I hope you take all this and apply it. Is Bonnie Engel does pods. She does them for her Success Club at the end of the month, she'll put groups of coaches into small Facebook chat. She calls them pods, groups, to help them make Success Club monthly. I do this with my coaches. I will put my new coaches into small pods. So like January, I have a group of 5 with my January coaches. And for me, that's helped me get to know them better, because the Facebook group's too big at this point and there's so many notifications. But my message threads, I pay a lot more attention to. So podding your new coaches is a great way to do that I found for me to get to know them. I also use the feature on Facebook where you can make a friends list. I'm not sure if you guys know what I'm talking about, but you can make a friends list. So I have that made. So like every day I can click on my new coaches, like 2016 coaches, and scan through their profiles and learn about them, obviously more as a person. I do getting started right calls with them, and we do an about me form as well when they sign up. So
I like the message threads too. I've been doing them too, and I do feel way more connected to them, and they feel connected to each other because they feel like they're building off each other. The energy, their tips are flowing back and forth. I like it too. It's been working for me as well. Anybody else? Thank you so much for all the tips. Thank you. I mean, we wish you continued success. You're just leading from the front and leading with your heart, which I think is very special. So
thank you. Well, I am so happy to be here. I want to try and get a screen grab. I forgot to do that.
Oh yeah. Let me see if I can do one too. All right, here we go. Let me make this bigger. Okay, let's take a quick picture. All right, guys, everybody who's on, take a big smile. I know it's a lot of screens though. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. All right, that's 1. Hold on. Second screen, smile. I don't know, just smile, everybody. 2, and 1 more, smile. 3, got them all. Okay.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I appreciate it. And I will make sure I send you that video.
All right, thank you so much, Ruth. All right, guys, post in the group your takeaways, and we'll post the link to the replay later today. But thank you for your time, and thank you, Paulina, for coordinating. You guys are awesome. Have a great end of February. Bye.
Bye-bye.